let's get into the show with link number 1. Whoop, whoop.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh my God. Has everybody heard about this?
Is that the famous YouTuber Mr. Beast?
Oh, you got it, pal.
Oh, I've seen that face before.
Even behind that gay cap he's wearing, you can still tell. This piece of shit is catching some flack right now for giving free water to Africans.
Are you serious?
Really?
I'm telling you, dog, drilling 100 wells all over Africa. And Poj, let's see what he's got to say.
What a scumbag.
We're gonna build in this video.
That was a cool.
Like a video game, cool
Pop.
graphic, and slowed it down.
You got it. Everybody celebrates.
Yeah. Oh, we've never had Chris.
So what's wrong with this?
Look at this jerk.
I
All
know.
these celebrating.
He's a piece of shit, Poj. God.
They would
Who does
not.
he think he is?
People fresh water.
Giving water to poor, underprivileged Africans.
You know what this is? This is a photo op. These happy black African kids.
Yeah, I bet I bet they're AI.
Yeah.
I bet he green.
There's no way they're happy with water.
Oh, you see that? Oh, he's got the best green screen team money could buy. All right, Mr. Beast. I get it.
So people are upset about this guy doing this?
Yeah.
At the end of
Aren't
the day,
you?
Life has to move on. You have to get some water.
I think we all agree Mr. Beast is a piece of shit and should be canceled rightly. Yeah, a lot of people are angry at him for saying saying that, you know, oh, you're saying that Africans can't take care of themselves. That type of spirit.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
yeah. You're like insulting their whatever pride, intelligence.
Stop patronizing them.
Yeah. It's like, all right, but they didn't have a well.
Yeah, they had to
Now
travel
they
20
do.
miles
there
to
was
get
even
water.
that little thing where they have to travel, and it was all murky and filled with organisms.
They had to
and
pick
it's
it-
like, my son just died, and
Yeah, they had to scoop it from alligator water. you know?
yeah, for real. Half the time your arm goes missing. That's
Whatever.
what Bill Gates said
Yeah.
he was going to do 20 years ago. This guy's actually fucking doing it.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Precious commodity, but Stan Meyer's invention may make it even more valuable. He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, then use salt water because there's no adverse effect to the fuel cell.
Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated from college. Myers was determined, he says, to design something to protect this country from oil embargoes.
And we have calculated that if we take the dune buggy from Los Angeles to New York, we would roughly use 22 gallons of water.
The Pentagon flew a lieutenant colonel in last week to look at Meyer's invention. There's talk of possibly using it in the Star Wars defense program and to run army tanks.
Is that the guy that died in the 90s?
I think it was 90s, and I think he died soon after.
He died of a brain aneurysm, I heard.
Oh,
but his
my
last
God.
words were him saying that he was poisoned. Apparently.
So if he-
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I mean, if he really got a working water car, I could totally see why they would totally silence him and kill him.
Dude, he was meeting
yeah.
with big investors, top investors in the
Because
world.
that would literally crush the power structure of the entire world.
The entire world.
The entire world
man.
power structure is based on oil. The entire world.
Yeah.
It still is to this day.
The
It was
dollar, too.
150 years ago, it still is. The dollar is a petrodollar.
Right.
Oh,
All
whoa.
based
It's a
on oil.
petrodollar.
This guy,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
this guy threatened every
Petrodollar.
single billionaire in the world.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm just going to go for this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I should have really linked the video. I don't think there is one.
It's just
But
a
this is
picture.
just
That's why I'm like,
movies.
I'm not really sure.
Basically, there's a video of this where she goes, I'm a she/her. I'm in charge of Xbox now. There's some black woman in charge of Xbox. Well, it's time we play a song.
I didn't know Starfield could.
Xbox.
Starfield's getting worse. I didn't know Starfield could get worse.
You got it back.
I didn't think it's
It could
possible.
possibly get worse. Even how she's. I run Xbox. Your video games are gonna be so great now.
That's how all the Starfield NPCs talked.
Wow, she looks like a Starfield NPC. Look at that face.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's insane. Whoa, she's right out of the game. Imagine she is. It's just an AI.
It goes
They
back
put
to your
there.
point of like, you should not be able to be in charge of
Obviously
a
didn't
car
earn
company
it.
if you
Yeah.
can't build a car.
Yeah.
A CEO of a car company must be able to build a car, I think, from scratch. Otherwise, he has no business doing it.
At
She
least
has
know how
no
it
idea-
works.
I
At
strongly
least.
agree. Yes,
She doesn't
yeah.
even know how to play a video game,
Yeah.
probably,
You never played no video games.
let
dude.
alone Xbox.
What the hell?
Managing the entire company.
What's worse right now? Music, movies, video games. They all fucking suck.
I think gaming is probably the highest forms of art existing.
I like it.
Just to start off, not even say anything about the economy or current times, just gaming is like probably the one that includes all the most highest art combined.
Yeah.
You got music, animation, art, still life. You got it all.
well
You got it all.
put.
Programming, art, you got it all. But right now, you have a lot of competition with, AAA studios churning out things that look amazing but play like crap.
Yeah.
You have a lot of
That's a
amazing
theme
indie.
right now.
Yeah, and I think that's why we have I think that's why the indie gaming community might be our last saving grace, man.
Wow.
Someone like a studio of 2 or 3 or 4 people that make a hot game that, explodes. It's rare, but it's possible. And I think that those are where the new games will come from. I don't think we're going to have any more AAA hits. I think we're done with that. I think that's over. I think we're just going to have really out of the blue indie studios dominating, and they're not going to be the same one, right? One indie studio will make a hit, and then another indie studio out of the blue will make
Yeah,
another
it'll be a
hit.
different
Then
one.
It's not going to be the same indie studio churning out hits,
I like that.
because it's not going to be a AAA market.
Right.
It's going to be indie gems.
What is
out of the
AAA?
rough.
What is that?
Oh, that just means that's just a short term for the big players like EA Games.
Oh, yeah.
Bethesda.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Those are the
Activision.
Yeah, it just means the best league
I
of
feel you.
game
Yeah, that
companies.
feels very
Yeah.
accurate. That's a hot take, and especially I like the fact that the video game is the pinnacle of art.
I was going to say music too.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, Poj was saying how the indie games are going to save entertainment.
Oh, save music.
And I already thought they did
Probably.
that with music because my favorite songs are from video games from like
Yeah,
'97.
But yet again, that's when shit was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Did you
Now
ever
it's
get that? Did you
Needs
ever
a
get that
renaissance.
asshole critique friend that was like, your music sounds like it should be in a video game?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
you know what? Screw you, man.
As if it was an insult. It's
yeah,
like, nah,
yeah.
that's some of
But
the best shit
now,
I've heard.
I
Yeah.
take that as a compliment.
Not to mention if it's art, like you say, and I really agree, I'm a vibe with that because it is a movie. Maybe you got music and you got visuals, but all right, but this is everything combined, and you get to be that person. It's this peak of art. You get to build the world. It could have cinematics within it, but yeah, to truly make something that changes the hearts and minds of the people. Yeah, gotta have hot tracks, hot visuals, and you could do it, and it's gonna come from the indie people who actually still have a soul.
And that's the thing, making music for the sake of making music and getting people to buy your music is different than saying, okay, you're this person on a project for a video game. You have to make a spooky forest dwelling at twilight. The world is going to shit, war type of atmospheric music. Okay, go.
Yes.
But because you have an assignment and something to envision it, something to tickle your fancy.
That's right.
But with the people who are putting out music just to put out music, it's awful. It's just
That is
driven
interesting.
by money and greed.
Right.
But they have an actual purpose in video games. It's like, all right, you have to make the most beautiful atmospheric thing to fit this exact
That
scenario.
is super cool. Yeah, I feel like they always say there's these genres like pop music, rap, hip hop. Now they're all the same. Even country is like making hip hop music. Everything's the same, but I never saw the genres anyway from this certain mindset, from this perspective that you're still making lyrical music. That's like the only genre I really see. And if you're doing lyrical music, you're already so defined. You put yourself put yourself into a box to this one role. You have to write lyrics. What are you going to write about in 2023? Bitches, money, drugs, and debauchery. Nobody writes anything else. It's all the same. It's all country, hip hop, pop put together with mumble. So that
Riding
is pretty
on my
cool, having the
tractor.
parameters. Yeah, they're combining it. So you have these parameters to go for, and you could build a soundscape. There's so much more opportunity. You're not confined to the verse chorus structure.
I've said it a million times, but the music I heard at the gym the other day made me want to
Oh,
the lyrics were, quote, "Can I be honest? I just want your hands on my body.
Nice.
Can I be honest?" Again, he
Genius.
says, "Can I be honest?" Again.
Yeah.
I just want your hands up on my body. That was the same thing.
Wow.
Repeated that 3 to 4 times.
Yeah, art is gone. Don't I know it? And it's like, how could you even go to a gym anymore without finding blasting garbage pop music right now? That's a tough one. I mean, I may be unique, but you could find a good gym, but if they got a shitty playlist, you're like, oh no.
Ruin the gym.
Yeah, it really could. And I'm not like a headphone guy anyway. I like just being in the moment, but I can't with your shitty Taylor Swift hands on my body or whatever.
I don't even know who it was, but I even tried to dissect those lyrics. I'm like, wait, can I be honest?
Being deep? Yeah, no.
He's saying, can I be honest?
That's right.
Meaning you're lying all the other times when you say you don't want their hands on your body.
Evan, this guy is being an artist. You gotta be so philosophical about it. He is a man of depth. Imagine
he's not sure whether he should be honest or not.
Yeah, should I be honest?
I just want some ass.
I do think that sometimes too, from a conspiratorial perspective. Is he really a genius? Is he talking about something deep right now? Am I giving him the short end of the stick? Is it possible?
I know you're trying to be funny.
No.
Because that's obviously not the case. But I just think it's totally demoralizing. You put dumb people in powerful positions of entertainment too, not just in physically powerful positions like politics, but power in culture, then you're going to have a shit show.
We don't have to leave our house. We could be inspired by videos of Vermont, you know? We were talking about that, not getting out of your house anymore. And then even George Orwell in the early 20th century, like he was born in India. Did you know that?
George Orwell?
Yeah, dude. And he spent like 5 years in Burma as like a British police because, you know,
English controlled India. That's pretty cool.
Controlled most of the world there.
Right.
And then he had like 50 jobs. He was an artist. He was just came from a somewhat wealthy family, but he was just a rich artist and was always broke and starving in different parts of Europe and shit.
I always liked Orwell.
When people say you have to go experience the world, I think you just made me realize that really just means talk to people who are in the world.
I could see,
because going to see the world means going to see people, really, and interact with others.
I like it. It's nice to see beautiful things, and I guess you could also see them on the internet. But I suppose that comes with smelling and feeling as well, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like I think when most people say the world, I want to see the world. I want to interact with a lot of different people, see,
learn, grow, and we are learning here. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
In this studio, we don't have to go out somewhere.
And I think this bitch learned the best lesson of all. Hit it, Poge.
I just came to the realization why I'm single.
Does
she really get it?
Every guy that I'm like,
kind of.
Oh yeah, he's
I'm
attractive.
surprised.
Okay, this is not supposed to be offensive, but I see their wives and they just look like so like.
That's her whole description when she puts her hand here.
Like, not like this.
Look at thick,
like,
tatted up.
You know, like.
They're saying they're delicate and elegant and sweet.
Are gone.
Feminine, I think she's trying to say, actually.
Look crazy.
Mm-hmm. You look like you got a fucking bull piercing in your ear, in your fucking nose,
and
tatted up to your hands. You're thick as fuck.
See?
She figured it out.
She looks like a biker.
Look at as she's chugging like her fucking her vitamin water from 50 Cent over here, trying to slim down.
Drink it, vitamin water.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, dude, it sounds like she finally got
figure it out. Wow, she literally could not put into words. She just wasn't able to put into words this gesture.
Yeah.
But you hit the nail on the head. It's just feminine, delicate.
Yeah.
Non-combative.
Yeah. Any number of cool
all.
adjectives, and it's just like that just hit me right now too. Like feminine. That's the word she's looking for. I've seen this before, but literally in this moment I said, the word you're looking for is feminine. You don't want like a large and in charge, tatted, pierced up, angry, aggressive. Nah, you want like a feminine woman.
You know what though?
She's thinking like, but I think so many times these women fall into this thing where they think men want what they want. I'm gonna be tough and strong like I want in a man. No, we want different things. I don't know why. Who told you? Who thinks like that?
She really sees it in her eyes.
ESG policy.
Yeah, true. What was that?
That's what kills me. She really sees it, and you see it in her eyes. She actually was discovering it in real time right there.
Oh.
She was embarrassed when she was covering herself up. She's like, just pretend I don't have tattoos. Right?
Yeah, straight up.
I'm
It
like,
goes
wow,
like
this girl actually gets it.
Isn't
She's
that funny?
realizing.
So
But
that was pretty cool. She was waking up, but it's so funny because I even imagine she's feeling these feelings and she needs to like say it out loud. So she starts the recording on her phone, puts it down. She's like, all right, she needs to talk her way through it because it looked like that was the moment. Like, oh shit, she didn't even have the word for this. She couldn't even say it, but she's like, but it was a feeling in her head that she couldn't quite express. That was super cool.
the interesting thing is that men aren't quiet about this either. I feel like. I mean, I guess it depends on what you consume on the internet and
They're not quiet about it. You said right now.
Men aren't quiet about what it is that we like.
Yeah.
And we actually very openly
but they
tell
don't give a
women.
shit.
Exactly. We openly tell them, hey, maybe you should try this. Like this will make us like you better. I don't care. I want to be. I don't want to be.
Yeah,
it's like,
which
but I'm
goes back
telling
to
you.
Folger's ESG. Yeah, exactly. Like, no, I'm strong. Like, I do what the companies tell me.
It doesn't have to be me. I'm not telling selfishly. Like this is how you get your boyfriend to not hate you.
That is a good point too. Like guys kind of have each other's back, unlike women. So it's like, no, this is what guys like. No, that's just you. No, like
They must think we're playing them or something.
Yeah,
like we're
well,
inherently dishonest. They
dissimulation,
expect
bro.
dishonesty.
Women. Oh, Schopenhauer. Soap in the shower, baby. Oh, we getting it in. You know what it is.
They expect dishonesty. That's why it's interesting.
Yeah.
This whole ESG thing
expect it.
is running out of control. You know, it's really made companies have like, companies have convinced pretty much the entire feminine population that, you know, you can be a man.
It's true, and it's sad. Why do they want to be a man? Because they know what they like. They want someone strong and tatted, so you become strong and tatted. That's very psychotic. Like, who told you that? Well, ESG. But still,
I think the end
fact
game-
that people are telling you otherwise, but like Evan said, you think you're being played or something? Like, we hate women, and we're just telling you a lie for no reason. But they don't. But the thing is, they don't care. I think there's men, right? There was that pickup artist thing in the early thousands, and I think it's sort of trended ever since then. And it's just like, all right, we're going to find out what makes women work, you know? We're going to find out what they like, what they want. We're going to give it to them. Sometimes they get too good and they just take all the sex from them. But women haven't even got that far, I think sometimes. They don't even give a shit what you want because I'm the prize. You got to fight for this. But you realize women have no game. Like, think about if the genders were swapped. Women have no game. They're not interesting. They don't know how to tell funny stories. They don't know how to get your attention. They just know how to be the object of attention. That's all you have to be. So they never try.
I think.
Go ahead, Poke.
I was going to say, well, mainly, I think the only winner in this is whatever corporation they're working for.
Damn.
I think that's the only winner. Because who's losing? The man's losing, the woman's losing. There is no family, so the family never had a chance, so they're losing. Who's winning? Whoever's in charge of yeah.
They double the workforce.
Yeah, they
when send
doubled the
women.
workforce and killed families so that even you have more time to work because you don't have a family to go back to.
Damn.
Welcome to the machine.
Yeah.
As Raja Wattas said.
Hope you're proud, bitch. You could have been making me dinner barefoot in the kitchen, but instead, you got this.
I don't think they realize how systematically we try to figure things out, like very solution oriented.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, ladies, we spent a lot of time figuring this whole thing out, the dynamics between men
I don't
and
want
women.
to hear it. They're
Exactly.
Schopenhauer again. They're just children. Stop it, Mom. I don't care about what you found out. You're lame. All right. Whoa, that's like heavy.
Because we don't, maybe we do subconsciously objectify them by trying to figure them out.
And we're just being honest too.
Right.
Like we're saying we figured this out, and we're trying to tell you. Here's the honesty.
Yeah, we'll all be happy, but like they think it's like, no, happiness is an individual thing. You can't can't impose your happiness on me. It comes
And I
from
think
me.
most guys are pretty cool too, and they want this to work. They want to teach you the truth, but it's just like it's the bitches who go for like the hottest guys, and they have their pick of the litter, so they could fuck you around and fuck what you want because you're hoping they're gonna give you the ring one day. And it's just like, no, but everyone else, you're missing out on all the cool guys who are actually telling you what to do and trying to guide you in the right direction.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It's like most guys are actually pretty chill dudes.
Yeah.
It's just the women that bring out the worst of them. and cause fights in the streets.
Amen,
you know?
brother.
Amen,
They
bro.
ca- I guess that's
Can I
very,
get a
that's very, that's very lowbrow, I guess. A very lowbrow take, but seriously, like a fight in the street, it's usually over a woman or like a drunk chick in the club.
We're on this right here.
Oh yeah, Kanye got rehired by Adidas, and what do we got here?
That was so. He's like, all right, guys, I know it's been a while, but check out my new
Taylor, I'm gonna let you finish.
my new concept for t-shirt.
God, they say I don't like Jews.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna put some
Kanye.
Jews in your Jews.
You just got hired again.
God, you just got hired, bro.
Kanye, I put in a good word for you. Damn it!
I told you to chill on the Jew thing for a little bit. You're gonna add a swastika to the Jew star? Come on.
Oh my god! I can't believe you did that.
Like, well, I don't know what happened
So wait,
after
he's
that. but-
back October 27th. This was posted. Wow. So he's back with Adidas.
Yeah, that's
they
what
didn't
they
learn
said.
anything.
Bro, fucking, I guess
He's just too big of a
we learned
brand.
anything from this. They canceled Kanye, which is stupid. He was being stupid. He's back because they're stupid, and then he's being stupid again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Yo, I had this cool idea, it was a vision for God, yo. Swastika on the
really
Star
bad.
David, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he fired?
Who's gonna buy
immediately
this
after?
shirt?
Who knows?
Not the
Kanye
average
fans.
man.
I don't know.
The average man cannot buy that.
God, but fuck you, Kanye. I gotta say, I thought I liked you.
That shirt's
You're
gonna
not
be.
doing anything for the cause right now. You went right fucking back to their arms.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kanye. I don't respect that. What's wrong with you? You had it all. You had freedom, but then you sat on your fucking hands. You were close with Fuentes, but Lord knows you ain't making moves now. God, not for God anyway, with your new fake wife. Talking about, oh, Jesus said so or Jesus said no. What did Jesus say again about divorcing your wife and marrying a new one? He said,
That was the whole-
don't.
Why?
it's not gonna make
Why
any
is all the
And
art?
why did it need to be for Adidas? If that was really your idea, put out your own fucking shit. It doesn't need to be
Right.
Yeezy by Adidas.
Then go
What is
hire
wrong
a
with
factory
you?
to make it.
This guy really is dumb, dude. Like, I don't know. I thought I have respect because he speaks out, but like, I wish we could be friends, but you sound too stupid. I don't know. God.
I feel like he's at this point he's revealing his ignorance.
Yeah.
Like yeah, okay, you had some hot takes as an artist, but maybe now we're realizing that all you do is throw shit at a wall and whatever sticks together is what you
facts.
use.
And the fact that he's just so plugged into culture. He is culture's bitch, dude.
Yeah.
He'd do nothing. I remember when he said he did the Alex Jones thing, and I think that night he couldn't hang out or whatever because he's like, oh, I need to see if they're making fun of me on SNL. So he's like watching TV to see if they're talking about
He
him
got
on
his
SNL.
takes. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you're so entrenched in culture. You defied culture for a little bit, but you couldn't even handle that. You came crawling back and you work for fucking Adidas again when you could have put out your own shit anyway. You got a bigger market. Like, what the hell?
Doesn't he have Yeezy? What happened to was Yeezy by
Yeezy's,
Adidas?
I think it's by Adidas, so
Why
like-
couldn't he just make his own Yeezy?
I don't fucking know, dog. I could say resources. I could say marketing. I could say reach.
Say a lot of things.
Well, like-
knowing how to run a company.
Yeah, true. But it's like, but you're Kanye. Hire somebody else who does. But it's the fact that it is Adidas. Oh, because this is you marrying off your daughter in ancient times.
Mitch,
it's a kingdom meeting a kingdom.
I'm starting to realize that he's got some good lines, he made some good beats, but in the end, like when it gets to like a higher market, he doesn't have any value but his craziness.
Yeah, exactly. I think he
Yeah.
just didn't know what to do. I think he's
Yeah,
really
he's like,
entrenched.
I
in
never
culture.
been this beyond, so we'll
Yeah.
just put Star David and this together.
Bro, I have no proof for this, but I bet when he was canceled for that 6 months or that year, I bet he didn't know what to fucking do with himself. I heard he got just rented out a giant warehouse and thought he was going to take over the world, but I bet you just fucking watched SNL the whole time.
He probably opened the warehouse and he was like, "Oh shit, now what?"
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like-
yeah, exactly. What
he's
do
like-
I do?
He walks into the warehouse.
I got this new song, and he records it on his fucking iPhone. Why do you need the warehouse? You're not gonna do it. Like, God, acting like he's gonna have a compound, take over the world, have 6 companies in every different room.
It doesn't seem like he understands like how short of a time he has here, and it's like he's in a prominent position to make a change.
Bro, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I had high hopes for Kanye. He was one of the biggest fucking dudes to be a part of the Logic movement.
Yeah.
To be a logical person and stand up against all this, but you fucking sold out. Sorry, Kanye. I had respect.
He's
You're
worried.
gay.
He's worried about the wrong things, and he's making enemies of potential allies for no reason.
Yeah. He's
It's
just doing it. He's just being edgy now. Oh, it's so even lame that I'm talking about it, but that's what it is. Oh, y'all thought you had me pegged as an anti-Semite. I'm working for Adidas again. Y'all can't peg me down. Okay, everybody hates you. Congrats. I don't care. Like, that fucking sucks. He was the biggest name for the Logic movement of free speech to just say what you want. You were uncancelable, but you bitched out. Damn, I'm shouting out Kanye. I guess I'm never gonna work with Kanye because this is what I really feel. Sorry, dog.
Dang.
That's gay. Unless I take it all back if you if there's another side of the story. But you're working for Adidas, man. Get out of town.
It's amazing how they find this significant enough to put out as a story.
All new tonight,
Yeah.
Sunday donuts
Oh, wow,
and coffee
exactly.
became just Sunday coffee for many Dunkin' customers in the area. This after store managers say
They call it a slow
derailed their
news
Sunday
day,
shipment.
Evan.
I guess so.
Where you gotta talk about anything.
Time to make the
Plus, what
donuts.
kind of fuck do you gotta
You
do?
gotta manage what? Things were a little late this morning.
Oh, Luke
After the delivery-
Hajjaz.
Jez, where the fuck is he from? You look white
It's
as
a good
shit.
thing Dunkin' Donuts rebranded to just Dunkin' as multiple locations across Western.
Because the donuts is out of it. It's a good thing they rebranded to just Dunkin'.
Well, I guess they're
They
pretty
let us know that they
entertaining
were
after all.
stolen. So they said that the truck had got stolen and
Girl.
the donuts had fallen
Oh,
all
girl.
over
Where
the
you
The
at?
Allen family
Your
Let me
local
put a
Dunkin'?
ring on
once a
it.
week.
Let's translate Dao Chapter 15. The music, it centers me. Gets me ready to read the Dao.
Zen.
So zen. This one's a little longer. Maybe the last long one. Then we got a few short ones coming up, I'm pretty sure. But take it all in. See what you could learn from this. The masters of old knew it was subtle and mysterious, too profound to be known. Man alone cannot know, though I endeavor to describe. Cautious like one crossing a river in winter, timid like one who fears his four neighbors, dignified like a guest, evanescent like melting ice, simple like uncarved wood, vast like a valley, obscure like muddied water. Who can reason the dark into light? Who can clear the muddied waters? Who can calm it by stirring? He who keeps the Tao does not desire more, therefore he can wear it without wearing it out.
That's very deep.
One of the longer ones, but pretty deep. He actually straight described it here. It was straight up, the finger pointing at the moon, I think, a lot of them. Two that stuck out to me are the weird ones, right? Like cautious, like one crossing a river in the winter, and timid, like fears his four neighbors, one who fears his four. Like, why is the Tao really like fear? Is that some kind of mistranslation? Is that pointing at something else? Everything else is kind of dignified, like a guest. Everything else is very dignified. Evanescent, like melting ice. I chose that word because it feels real about the melting ice. One moment it's there, one moment it's not.
I wonder why the Tao would be described as caution or being timid.
Yeah,
with
those are the
neighbors.
strangest ones to me. Translation was very strange, but that's what everyone kind of decided on.
Maybe it's because those two things are really hard to envision, but you know, and it's hard to describe because he says he endeavors to describe.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
And those kind of things you have to experience to really know. Like you have to actually be crossing a river in the middle of the winter to know what that's like. You can't just think about it. You have to actually go through it, and kind of just like the Tao, you have to. You don't think about the Tao because then you're not with the Tao. When you think about the Tao, as you've said in other passages in the past,
it's being real in the moment. You're saying, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Because cautious, you have to experience it. To be in that moment, they're explaining a moment. Maybe cautious isn't what he's explaining. He's explaining the situation. Cautious like one crossing a river in winter.
The sensation.
Oh, that's pretty hot. I like that. It's not being cautious. It's being cautious like one crossing the river in the winter. You're there. It's the sensation of like you gotta be very present. This tells me like very in the moment, like many of these definitions.
And same thing with the neighbors. And as we've discussed, like anything, it says timid like one who fears his 4 neighbors.
Yeah.
And I think of 4
like on
neighbors.
all sides.
Yeah, left, right, front, back. Yep. That means all your neighbors, basically.
Exactly.
Everyone who surrounds you, like you might not know what that's like until you're actually in the middle of that.
Right. You live in a town, and basically every way you're looking, timid like one who fears. Timid. I feel like maybe that's almost describing the same thing. Would you say so? Like a moment of presence, alertness, awareness. Because when you're afraid,
they could all hate you or something like that.
Yes.
That's why you're timid around them, and only you know what that feels like.
And if you're just kind of aware of that, you could sort of be one with the Tao. You could be more present. You could know how to respond to something should it happen.
Right.
Maybe not like fear, but yeah, I really like that. It's not fear. It's not timid. It's timid like one who fears.
And
4 neighbors.
Fear is a really strong word too. It's like, why do you fear your neighbors?
Yeah.
Like,
why would you fear your neighbors?
Being timid around your neighbors or strangers is one thing, but why would you be timid?
That's a cool point
fear
too,
your
right?
Neighbors.
Neighbors, by definition, you should like your neighbors or at least trust them, but to fear them, that's a very interesting take. Wow, we're getting deep tonight.
And fear is an element in both of those passages. Cautious is a type of avoidance of fear.
Yeah, readiness of fear.
So yeah, maybe that's it. It's like you really can't experience the Tao or fear, like life and death, unless you're actually in the moment. It's not something you can
wow, that's really
theorize.
Cool. I saw it as like cautious, like an adjective, like a word, but it's really a whole situation that one might find themselves in. Wow, that's deep, because I feel that a lot when I read the Bible too. Like Job. You remember the story of Job? I always saw that as not so much a story, because there's a Christian girl talking to me one time, and she knows I'm a biblical scholar, as it were, and she's like, Mitch, what is Job really about? Like, what do you take from that? Like the fact that why would Satan give us this? Why would God let Satan give us this trial? And I says, it's not really Job. It's not really Job. It is us getting the trial.
It's life itself.
It's life
happening.
itself. It's the situation that you find yourself in. You know, she read it as very literal. But the fact that you have to see it from a sort of spiritual perspective.
That to me sounds like the most OG story of no pain, no gain kind of thing. Because if Job was like the Buddha, he'd go out into the woods and be depressed and have to find himself because things had been too good.
Right.
But Job had an amazing life because of all these trials. He got everything from going through what he went through.
At the end, it worked out for him.
Right.
That's
but the Buddha had everything. It's like, oh my God, I hate my life.
Yeah.
I got to go find peace.
That's why some scholars say that the Buddhism is opposite from the Christianity, because, you start high and go low, or you start low and go high. Either way, it's like a form of nirvana, from a form of satori, if you will, escaping.
I kind of like the, you could apply it to kids having more of an ego and losing it as they grow up. That's kind of like the Buddha.
Growing.
Yeah.
A story of life. That's cool. Situation. Yep. Yeah. How about
maybe they
this?
did have it right.
Who can learn? Who can clear the muddied waters?
That was my favorite part. That was the deepest part, I thought.
You like that, Evan? The water isn't that deep.
I just think it's saying it's futile, really.
Yeah.
No one can. That's the point of him asking that question. No one can clear the muddy waters.
Right, especially by causing more
Muck.
you put your hands in and think you could stop it, right? Much like life or death or any of these big things. You think you could stop it from happening, but you just can't. You actually make it worse.
Right.
A lot of the times when you interfere with it.
Yeah, let me sweep away this dirty water. And then
Yeah.
you kick up more from underneath.
Oh my God. It is so deep, and I challenge our audience to think deeper about this, guys. It's everything. The muddied water is everything. It's life, it's death, it's you, it's what you think about your life, it's thoughts in general. The more you do it, the more you try to solve a lot of these, the more muddied water you kick up. And I just thought it was really cool too, because it reminds me of a Nietzsche quote, one that's dear to me. They muddy the water to make it appear deep, Nietzsche said. Isn't that interesting? They're not really deep. The water's this deep, but they throw a lot of dirt in it to sort of confuse you from a different perspective, but still the same imagery, and I really like that.
We're talking a lot with big words and not really saying anything of any value.
You know, oh my God, how deep is it? How deep is that water? Am I going to drown? Can I swim in it? It's ankle deep. It's just dirty.
And another favorite was, who can reason the dark into light?
Yeah. A lot of translations left that out, but I thought that was poignant.
Yeah, they're not. It's not something you can convert into light. They are just totally separate entities. They must coexist. They're not. They are mutually exclusive.
I was going to mention that this it that he keeps talking about. This it. It's hard to tell for me if he's talking about the Tao or just it as in any problem, like it, whatever it may be, like it, the thing.
Hot take, and then is there a difference, you know?
Right,
My philosophical mind must bring up.
Who can reason it's dark? Who can clear the muddy water? Who can calm it by stirring? He who keeps the Tao does not desire more. Like, is he talking about the Tao, or is he just talking about whatever it might be at the time?
Right.
While you're challenged by it, read the Tao, you'll be good.
Oh, yeah, right? Read the Bible, baby.
Do you believe in God?
One of my favorite sort of thoughts someone brought up one time is like, I always ask you, Poe, what time is it? You know, and then you have to ask yourself, what is the it? What time is it? What it are you talking about? What is it?
He just says it a lot here. And then he says, but then don't forget the Tao.
Right, yeah.
And while you're thinking about it, don't forget the Tao.
So I like the depth, right? The old philosopher says, oh, is there any difference, right? The it is Tao. Maybe all of it is Tao.
Therefore, he can wear it without wearing it out.
I like that.
So whatever the problem was, you could deal with it if you read the Tao. That's what I hear.
This is another advertisement for the Tao.
Yeah, it's an ad for the Tao. If you got a problem, read the Tao. Lao Tzu.
I think it's just a really poetic way of saying that everything is exactly how it's supposed to be.
Oh,
right now.
That's pretty cool.
And the first lines you started on, cautious like one crossing a river into winter. It's all about the feeling and the state of mind that you're in. And the it and the Tao, it's obtaining something that is unobtainable, and it's an experience. It's not an idea.
Something to experience. Yeah, it's not an idea to grasp, to hold on to think about. So that is cool, right? Though a man cannot know, so I endeavor to describe. Whoa!
Damn.
This is like the most depth we've got out of breaking down the Tao here. That's super deep. It straight up says men alone cannot know, but you could describe the feeling you might experience should you be in the Tao, be one with it. And I think about to your first point, sometimes I think about the time travel paradox or anything like that, where what if I had done this? What if I had done that? What if I said this? Can I do it again? Would I be alive if I do something to myself in the past? There's all this thought you could say, and I've come to the conclusion that it's fun. But if you think you're going to get an answer out of it, it's not. It's paradox. There's no reason you should be alive right now. That's a paradox too. You know, isn't that interesting?
Letting go of a reason for it all too.
Yes. Oh, hot. I like that. That's a good way of looking at it. I remember Marco was always susceptible to that. I need to know why. I'm like, what if there is no why?
Right. The reason is because you're crossing a river in the middle of the winter. There's nothing else on your mind right now except getting across that river, because certain death awaits if you don't get it done. And I realized, I think I've had maybe one Dao experience in my entire life.
Oh yeah,
And
Dow's with us tonight.
We were walking in New Britain over a pipe that was like 10 to 15 feet above water and like rocks below
it
and
was
stuff
like a
like that.
bridge.
And there's like 4 women who couldn't have been older than 17, like at the end of this long tube that was like 50 yards. And I was really wearing really slippery non-grip shoes that are like Skechers slip-ons. And I had to execute this balance beam walk that you just flawlessly did. And I was like, I know I'm terrible at balancing, but everything on my mind is survival right now. So I did it perfectly.
Yep.
And it was one of my favorite experiences ever because I was
Sick.
really
You were
scared.
very
but,
present.
Yeah, but I knew I had to
It
do
was
it.
where the rubber meets the road at
Right.
that moment. If you were not on, you meet certain death.
Right.
Well, that's what we miss out in life when we don't fear death, let's say. It adds to the experience if we don't know of death, if we don't expose our youth to things like funerals and stuff like that. The reality of it, it adds juice, it adds meaning, it adds purpose, it adds limitations. Is that a good word?
And I like that you're pondering over it because it says first few lines that it can't be known, but we try to define
But
it.
we try. Oh, it's so deep. And we'll
that's why you're
continue
having
to
so
try.
much. That's why you're having so much trouble now.
Yeah. And facts, right? Goes back to the point, like, it's fun. I love philosophy. It's fun. But if you think you're ever going to solve anything, you're wrong. Hope you enjoyed the experience. And I hope you enjoyed the show. This has been episode, 33 of Ancient
Yep,
Wisdom?
that's right.
Holy shit, my friend. Nobody won
Holy
but for
cheat.
fun. Oh, my God.
Holy
Catch
cheat.
us next time.
It landed on your face.
Yeah.
What?